Okay, so this is a video about the Burgmuller studies. So these are very easy studies. There are 25 of them written for the piano. So I am choosing these to give to students after the Hannon studies. They're very interesting, and where the Hannon studies can get to be a little bit boring after a while, you know, we just do. So they get to be a little tedious. They're very good for exercises, and they're very good for learning patterns, but they tend to be a little tedious, and of course learning scales can be a little bit tedious. And these are really pretty studies for the hands, and actually Burgmuller was very good at writing these very pretty studies, and I think they're all in the key, well, let's see, these first couple are in the key of C, so they're quite easy. So let's look at the first one. This one is called La Candeur, so it's about candidness or frankness or honesty. So it's allegro moderato, so the quarter note is supposed to be 152, which is quite fast. We shouldn't endeavor to play it that fast at the beginning, of course. We're going to play this quite slowly at the beginning. I like to think of this as a very sweet piece. So let's think about playing it dolce, so very sweetly. It's in common time, it's in 4/4 time, so we're going to count this in eighth notes. We're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the first notes will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay, and so on. So this is written during the Romantic period, so we want to bring out that very sweet melody. In the left hand we have whole notes, which we will hold 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and lift 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so on. So, so let's look at the chords in the left hand. So the chords are going to be the C chord, 1, 3, 5, then the F chord, then back to the C chord for 2 measures, then the G7 chord, then the C chord, then we have the D7 chord, and then the G chord. Okay, so let's do that again. 2 and 4 here you can use, or 1 and 2. Okay, so now we have contrary motion, which we use in the scales, but here we're going to use it for this G7 chord. So so now that repeats. Hold the half note. Hold the half note. I'm sorry, I didn't do the second ending. So the second ending would be F minor, back to C, cross the thumb under, lift, okay, so it's basically using your scale fingering and your arpeggio fingering. So if you just look at a couple of different places where you have, in the second ending, you're going to have 3, 2, cross under with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, F minor in the left hand chord, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, again, 3, 2, cross under 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, F minor, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, rest, reposition to C in the left hand, 5, 3, 2, 1, second inversion of C in the right hand, okay, so that's pretty much it. Of course, we can add dynamics after we've learned it, and we can play it a bit faster. and make it, a little bit more sweetly and softly. So we can work on that more next week. This week you can just work on learning the notes and positioning your hand from this position and the G position, the G7 position, contrary. And don't forget to hold the half notes when you do this. Hold the half note. And I think that should do it for this week. Okay, so see you next week.